Scott, I'm sorry I failed to add us to the stream.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Where you come from?
The United States.
Welcome to Untethered. I'm Scott B. Smith.
Today we're at the Tuol Sleng.
Cannot take a video. Cannot video. A picture in the phone. Okay.
A picture in the phone is okay. You can't video.
Yeah.
Here the other day and did it. Thanks for telling me after I paid. All right.
Well,
that wasn't a message. Sorry, I just accidentally hit it while I'm taking the thing down.
Oh, that's all right.
Not a secret message that the show is over. Well, let me sit down for a moment and we can talk about what we're about to see. I was here the other day. I don't understand why he waited till after he had my money. Oh wait, yes, I do know exactly why he did that. Sorry, I have to lay you down. Sorry, the show is not going well already today. It's been a rough week so far. I don't know what to do. What do you want to do, Scott?
I don't know. I mean, you've already paid for your ticket. If you want to go in, you should go in, but we shouldn't video in there. It'll get you in trouble.
No, I'm not too worried about getting in trouble, but I mean, not a very good example for the kids, is it?
I hope there aren't going to be any young kids watching this. I mean,
we've got comments. Sorry. Oh no, can't do video. Yeah, that's what he said.
Seems like they would put a sign up out front or something, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually came over here the other day and did it.
Oh?
Yeah. But I didn't. I mean, yeah, nobody said anything the other day.
Well,
I don't know what the answer is.
How much did it set you back?
$5.
Well, shoot.
Well, he said photos were okay, so I mean, if I walk around with a phone in my hand, that's not the most suspicious thing. Well, let's
You could take pictures and upload and talk about them later. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could do like a slideshow kind of thing almost.
Yeah, something like that. That just is, I mean, making sense. All right, well, let's try to change. It would change the show. It would change the show. Well, just as a side note, in the future, there are sometimes we're going to have to do that.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
but hopefully we'll know ahead of time. So
this wasn't very well posted, apparently. I mean, usually, like, it's been a while, obviously, but I've been to like tourist attractions and things like that, and it clearly says out front, like, here's a picture of a camera with the slash through it, you know, no pictures.
Right. Well, they usually say no photos or no video, one or the other, or both. But all right, so we kind of flubbed the opening today. We're at the Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I came here the other day and filmed, and they just told us we can't film, but we can take photos. So the app we're using is pretty close to a what do you call it? Like video call sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's okay. I don't think it's prohibited. Yeah, let's give it a try. Mm. I'm going to keep the camera on me for now. I'll scan ticket. Sorry, I got to pull a ticket out. He saw me with the camera. He could have said beforehand, "You can't film."
Also, they're going to wonder why you're talking to somebody. I mean,
No, that's indicative of a phone call.
Oh, that's right.
It's actually the opposite of what you do while you're filming.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Well, I'm not doing the audio tours, but I'm going to follow the audio tour like path. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, sorry. When you come in and you put your name and where you're from, and they can keep up with who's been here and from where and all that business. Let's see. Oh,
It would seem like they wouldn't like
registration.
It would seem like video
Would be less invasive.
wouldn't be. Yeah, it's like flash photography, which actually the light would damage. The extra light would damage photographs and stuff like that, I would think.
139. I'm not sure if that's what the policy is even about. And what is today's date? Do you know?
It's the 4th here, but it's probably the 5th there, right?
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty.
Oh Lord, Russ, I hope not.
Hi. Oh, ticket.
Tickets, please.
It's a little too. Oh, thank you. Hakan. So it's a little too easy to grasping the phone like I am to hit the end button. If we suddenly terminate the stream, I guess you'll know what happened. Let's see. All right. Guys, are you guys ready to break rules? I'm a rule breaker. Oh. Or just hit the wrong button. That also could work. All right. Oh, fudge. Sorry. The pavers. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure what. I mean, they don't sell anything. There's no gift shop. Well, that's not true. They sell books.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any videos at the point. Well, Russ, I hope. I don't know. I really don't want to screw them over if that's the reason, but I also don't want to be screwed over after they sell you the ticket and they're like, and also you can't do anything. But anyway, okay. So this is the courtyard. You have Scott. Did you have information? You were saying this was going to be a difficult tour after you saw some of the stuff. Were you?
Yeah. This was a bad place.
Yeah, that's correct.
They incarcerated here basically with the intention of getting confessions of wrongdoing out of people. it did not take. It seems like it did not take long for that to turn into torture. There were like, and they weren't making a lot of bones about it. In the prison itself, the prison used to be a high school. It was converted after the Khmer Rouge took over. It was mostly Cambodian people. There were a few foreigners, not many, percentage wise. Let me try to look up some numbers here. Okay. Between 76 and 79 is an estimated 20,000 people were imprisoned. The real number is unknown. It could hold between 1,000 and 1,500 people. One of the things they would try to get their people along with a confession to do is to tell them who was helping them, who was working with them, names of family and friends, and of course, people would say anything to get the hurting to stop. So a lot of people's whole families were drug in here. It was at least a handful of the children of some of the families were put to work on the premises growing food for the prison. Apparently, it's said. I don't know how well documented that was, but it's said. And of course, when they were done with you, they shipped you off to where we were yesterday, and that's where you were actually executed. They did not want people killed in this prison because that was not the point of this prison. The point of this prison was to get confessions out of folks and to drag more people in here. So,
I think quite a number of people died here. Did it say people weren't killed here?
They weren't supposed to be, but a lot did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't anywhere near the 20,000 people that were estimated to be in prison. I don't think. I don't know if I remember reading exactly how many people died here. Yeah. I also read today that the people that were actually doing the executing over at where we were yesterday and the guards here were actually teenagers.
The guards here were teenagers. Wow.
Yeah. And they found it hard to follow the rules, like not talking to the prisoners and not beating them and stuff like that, because they're teenagers. And if too many infractions, they would throw you in to the prison population. So people were constantly afraid of that too.
Scott, as I said, I've been here now twice before. I came on my first visit to Phnom Penh, and then I came when we tried to shoot the first time. This is our second try. So we had our own technical difficulties that time. And I've decided to skip showing the photo. They show a lot of photographs that are a bit gruesome.
Yeah.
And even though I very much want to put this, out there and remind people that it's a thing, and people need to be concerned, as Russ said, and make sure this doesn't happen again. I feel like those photographs are a little over the top for the show, not for the museum, but for the show.
Yeah, from the article I read said that those were taken by the Vietnamese army when they captured the prison. That was how they found the rooms that you're basically standing in, and most of them had bodies in them because the Khmer Rouge folks killed the prisoners on their way out the door.
So, right, yeah, that fits with the photos that I remember seeing. So I decided I didn't want to put those on here. They can be a bit more disturbing. I don't think the photos add to what we're doing, so I didn't want to do it just to be gratuitous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to focus on any of those. Now there are parts where whole rooms that are where um, pictures are like portraits are shown of prisoners. What do they call them? I guess we'd say mugshots.
That's what the article I
people.
saw them. They were referred to as two mugshots. Yeah, it was people. They would take pictures of the prisoners when they brought them in for their records. There was apparently just meticulous record keeping. So these people were meticulous about their torture and their file folders, apparently.
Their file folders.
So, and it was much as we heard yesterday from our tour guide. It was people who, if you were educated, and then later on, it was just people once the paranoia of the authoritarianism set in, or set in, excuse me. Once it set in, they were purging people out of from their own party,
right?
That they thought were going to get them, and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
And can you tell us again what the building started out as?
It's a high school.
I just can see that in these rooms. I can see a teacher's desk up here, and some of them will find numbers on the wall, which I kind of assume correspond to like desk rows where you would. These are not sleeping cots, by the way, in case anyone's confused about what we're looking at. Yeah, we'll see that. I just see that every room, and it's bizarre.
No, apparently, everybody just were made to sleep on the floor. The prisoners were made to sleep on the floor without mats or chained to the cages or the bars or what have you. They weren't allowed to talk to anybody.
Right. Yeah, there's I want to say 4 buildings, maybe only 3 are open to the public. We came to a locked level, never mind.
Yeah, there were 4 buildings, according to what I read.
I think they're all open, but
I don't know, but I don't
some
know.
Some of them have more exhibits than others, for sure. It's a picture of guards, if you can see them on that big poster. Yeah, the lights are out in there, so I'm going to assume not go in. We're already rule breaking.
Yeah, like Russ
you said
not many people around, but yeah, there weren't many people around yesterday either. Where we were, it's early. It's early there, right? It's like 8:30, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You had mentioned earlier you hope kids don't watch this. School groups come here.
Yeah. I read there was like a package thing where they go to the to this, and then they go to the killing field, and then they go to the headquarters of the government agency that's in charge of this, all in apparently one trip.
Oh wow!
It's like a package tour,
right? Well, it's certainly part of the country's history. You wouldn't want the students to forget, the next generation to forget. These are clothes. I think you see these at Holocaust memorials too.
Yeah.
Just piles of the clothes that were. I'll show the pile of clothes they had. Not a photo of a person.
They were apparently strip searched every morning or every evening to make sure that they hadn't managed to get anything that they could kill themselves with in the night. That did happen some apparently, but then they were hosed down every, I think it said 4 days or something.
Again, I'm not going to try and avoid showing the photos, but I'm not going to focus on them either. This part of the exhibit is just lined with photos. It would not be possible to go through without seeing them.
It also said that apparently rape was not supposed to be occurring there, but it did sometimes. But the people that they caught, the guards and interrogators that they caught doing it, were punished, and this is according to reports. But they weren't supposed to do that, apparently.
Right. Okay. I mean, the whole thing is a weird set of beliefs, so I completely believe. I'm willing to believe any kind of weird, exception.
Yeah, it was. It's weird
to me. That's. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's weird that they're doing all this other horrible stuff to people, but not you can't do this one.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. That's a strange exception. And I guess that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
just a shackle you can see on the floor.
That's true, Russ. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Or we just came to this building. So. Oh. Actually, I might be able to change the orientation. Let's see if that. Oops, I didn't mean to click that comment. You can take that off.
Yeah, I think I had put that up there earlier. And Russ is right. It's not. This sort of thing isn't new. And it certainly is not something that's gone away since 79. So.
That's true. Unfortunately, that is true.
This sort of thing, obviously, this sort of scale and that that sort of thing is, not something we see, but
right. Well, I'm not sure. Well, let's go ahead. I'll try the next level. Some pretty trees, pretty flowers in the tree. I mean, this is also just an amazingly peaceful courtyard. I guess it was a school, so it was probably for play.
Mm-hmm.
But just in Phnom Penh's not the biggest city, but the streets can get busy and noisy and not so peaceful. And then to have this be the place that you step into, and there's an amazing, serenity in here.
Well, yeah, and I think the article I read had suggested that Phnom Penh was basically abandoned by the end of the Pol Pot's regime. I'm guessing because of those things you were mentioning yesterday, where they wanted everybody to be agrarian, so I guess the cities were kind of abandoned. But
right, yeah. This exit only. Well, we're going the right
building
way.
B.
Yeah, we're looking for C now.
Well, there's only 2 left, so you got a good shot.
Well, there's no mystery where they're at. It's C and D here. C. I think C has the most exhibits.
Russ says this is why we have to be so vigilant at opposing the use of torture. This kind of thing is at the bottom of that slippery slope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one. I don't know if they were all like this at one time. I think this is just used as the I don't know what you would call it, but where the cells. These are the cells.
Yeah, they had apparently individual like small cells like this, and they also had those big
No, sorry, not
pens.
everybody was kept here.
Yeah.
I don't recall whether or not was whether or not I heard what caused people to be sent here versus the big area.
Some
I don't
of
know.
some of the people who brought here were like treated a little better at first because they were political or they were known people or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they would try to just, I guess, like police procedural interrogate them to get them to confess stuff first. And then when that didn't work after a little while, they were like, well, it's time for, electroshocks now.
Right.
But yeah, there were apparently for some people were treated better. I did not exactly understand the rationale or why they might have been, but maybe this was for them. Don't know. You can definitely tell these were added later, and that just holes were cut in the walls there for doors too.
Yeah, I don't. Again, there's nothing detailing like what that's about. Obviously, as we said, this was a school building, so these were all individual classrooms. But they wanted to be able to walk down, I assume, through all the cells, you know, in one shot. So I guess they knocked the walls out.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get, really good remodeling with your reno when, you're killing all the engineers and architects and stuff in your country.
All the people who know how to do it.
It's just going to be yokels with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. And that kind of goes for everything that a country has wanted to get done in the past 40 years. It's been very difficult to develop when you've got no experts in any field. I don't mean to keep hitting comments and displaying things accidentally, but I had to put the gimbal away, so I'm holding the camera now.
These may have been used for torture as well. I mean,
oh yeah,
they said some of the smaller cells were used for that too. So
I see. Okay.
Also, I know at least some of the people on here may laugh at this, perhaps, but it is, as you might expect, some people think the place is haunted.
Oh, okay. Right,
yeah, it's.
I mean, I don't believe in that, but this is one place where I wouldn't laugh at the suggestion.
Yeah.
If any place was going to be, this would be.
This is the kind of place that would be absolutely. I mean, you can almost feel the evil of it just coming through the camera.
This is the only one where they left up barbed wire.
Well, again, all that stuff was put up so people couldn't commit suicide.
Couldn't throw themselves, just in case they managed to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both entrances on both ends of this level are done this way. There's the concrete opening, and then you enter through a cell. It feels like it was set up to do that as part of the museum display, but maybe I can't imagine why they would. And also, there isn't another entry.
These are all wood.
I think these are wooden. Yeah, this level is wooden. Again, don't know if it's a different treatment level, a different crime or suspicion or whatever.
There's a slot in the door. Are those slots to have glass in them?
No, they're open.
Huh.
Like it. got to be able to look in on the prisoners. I assume is what that's for.
Well, yeah, I'd give them what little bit of food they gave them too. That's what I'm saying. Like the other cells didn't have anything like that, so they may have been for torture, and this may have been for prisoners. Maybe.
Could be. The audio tours that I assume give a lot of information are for some reason not available since they reopened from COVID shutdown. They've not been made available. I don't know why.
Maybe they didn't want to risk spreading it around with people passing headphones and stuff around.
Doc, you're a genius. Why I couldn't think of that? I was like racking my brain. I was thinking maybe the audio tour needed to take a break. I don't take it down for repairs. It just didn't make any sense. It's really because it could spread COVID.
They're switching from cassettes to CDs.
Well, there's so much else going on. I didn't look, but I can't understand why museums have not started making these files available online, because most people could download them and just take them, use them when they get there.
Russ says maybe this is a restored section and the other section might have once looked this way. That's true, but it seemed like from what I read, the Vietnamese army took some pains to keep this, or to at least record how this was. So when they took it, I think they wanted to hold this up and say, this is part of the reason we came in here and overthrew this government. Right. That's speculation. Don't know that, but they took some pains to document it. And obviously the incoming government after that, there were trials, investigation and documentation and all this stuff to make sure people would remember this crap, that it wouldn't get swept under the rug. I mean, a lot of human cruelty happened here, and
well, I'm fairly sure I've read in multiple places that this is not a restoration project. Like, so the big when you're going to historical sites, the big question is restoration versus preservation, because if you try and restore it to some point, you have to decide what the point was, and you have to destroy what's there in some sense to revert it back to what it was. And the other half of that is to just try to freeze everything in place so that people can see what it was like when you,
which is what we had kind of seen yesterday, where the company that had started managing the killing field there said, let's stop exhuming people, keep it as is. But we don't know, Russ. Like, Russ could be completely right, but I don't know. It's a logical conclusion. So
here are the rows that I was telling you about. Two sevens. See, I don't know why there's a 3 and a 6, but I can imagine desks go here, and sorry, I'm not pointing at it. Desks go on that 6, and then your chair goes on that 6. I mean, I don't know if this was ever used as part of the prison, but I imagine that was from the school. Because if people were chained there would be a hole drilled in where their chains were.
Oh, I see what you're saying, where those were like numbers for the prisoners, or
Right. If it was something like that, there would be more evidence. It just looks like this classroom. It's just a classroom that got abandoned. Yeah. So here's something that's been updated always. An issue as well, but I see why they would put in fans here and lighting. That's modern lighting. The roof is modern. So some things have been, updated. So I don't know what the answer is. Russ might be totally right about one being a restoration.
Right, but it does bring up a good topic of restoration versus preservation on these kind of things, for sure.
Right, yeah, and as we see more historic sites as we travel, that's going to come up again and again, for sure.
Well, speaking of the holes, I mean, you can see the holes in the wall just as you walked in there with the where they probably had like shackle bars and stuff like that put up there.
Well, again, I'm not sure on that. These,
I mean, I'm
you
not
see
either.
these, you see what's
Oh,
coming out there?
yeah.
That's for a chalkboard.
Yeah. Okay.
Not 100% sure. I mean, honestly, I did a donation thing for the zoo we went to. I've got to get on my donation site, my charity site, and see if I can put up something for the museum. This place seems like it should be getting a lot more funding to spread the message, spread the word. I know it's not going to be the most, enjoyable site to go to, but it's important.
That's true, Russ. I mean, Russ says you have to do restoration to stop deterioration. That's true. I mean, that's what I was thinking about the roof. It's like, yeah, I mean, if the roof stops leaking, they're going to have to put a new roof in,
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's when I say it's a restoration versus preservation, it's always, that's not a, it's always like how much of which you do. It's not that you can do 100% of either one.
Yeah.
But where do you lean and where's your focus and where do you make those decisions? I remember going to some old plantation homes in South Carolina that had restored the original home to one era and the slaves' quarters to a different era. But that was just a decision they made because they thought it told the story best.
What they didn't restore was the Confederacy.
Oh my! Well,
thankfully,
that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
Well, it won't be a terribly short episode, but I'm kind of zipping through.
Well, it may not be something you want to linger on too much, just for everybody's mental health. But
yeah, that's true. That's right.
Yours included.
Yeah. All right, last building.
Does that sign indicate that you can't film things?
No, it's COVID.
Oh. Well, there you go.
I'm going to reorient us because my hands are getting tired. This is why they use a gimbal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
Well. Pictures of prisoners, victims.
Yeah.
They said there weren't a lot of people that survived.
This is the photo taking area. Over here. I don't know if you could see that if it was all glare.
I saw some of it. Yeah, I saw enough to get the gist of it.
Mm-hmm. So you were talking about how they meticulously documented everyone. That room was about that. These are paintings. Do you feel that's something?
I mean, it's up to you about how gruesome you want to.
Well, they're just paintings, and you were talking about how they shower. I don't know if you could see the.
It's hosed them off, yeah.
Yeah, hosed them off, and this is how they slept.
Yeah. Yeah, they said it was. They slept with their heads on one end and the other person's feet next to your head, basically, so that you could talk to each other, I guess.
I don't think they were trying to facilitate conversation.
No,
oh, couldn't talk to each other. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Couldn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
No, these are exhibits. That's a water can.
Yeah, they said that was basically really like scalding hot water that they would pour on people.
Oh, right. That's
well, I don't know. It looks like he's just being waterboarded, but
yeah, that's waterboarding. That's right. That's something they did here.
Okay. There was some mention in the article I read about how that they use scalding water on people for burns too.
This one is shown in that picture. Yeah, I think the photographs are too much. The paintings um, are usually okay. Okay, so here's another exhibit. Kind of like the stupa, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of bones.
Yeah, and again, they weren't supposed to kill people here, but obviously people did die.
Right, yeah.
Apparently, medical experiments were also performed on people by the medical staff.
Right, yeah.
The medical staff it mentioned was untrained, and I thought, well, yeah, they killed all the doctors, so of course they would be.
Oh, of
But
course. Yeah.
they performed medical experiments on living prisoners too.
Living, yeah, sure.
One of the
Again,
things they
it's
did was train. Go ahead.
so I was going to say, like a lot of I've not been to the sites in Germany, but a lot of it sounds like what went on in Germany.
Yeah, and they apparently also drain people of blood too for
Oh,
some reason here. I mean, I guess I know the reason, just pure meanness, but I don't know what their goal was, if it was a medical experiment or just to weaken people.
well, it's strange that you're saying they were doing experiments, because they were like eschewing knowledge and education.
Experiment may not be the right word, but they were performing medical procedures on living prisoners, apparently without anesthetic.
All right, so not like a college, good, because that's what the Nazis did. Was like they were actually doing experiments to gather data.
The article I read was unclear on whether it was to gather data or what, but again, that doesn't seem to fit the MO we previously learned about the Khmer Rouge. So,
yeah, it seems to be a level where they show movies. I'm sure documentaries about the.
That's obviously a new thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and this is the last building. Yeah, but also like on the idea of establishing an MO. I think we went over this in the
staff only.
Yeah, staff only. Correct. None of this necessarily fits a logical mold.
Oh yeah, sure. They may have decided 4 years in. They were like, yeah, well, maybe we do need medical knowledge, so let's perform some medical experiments. That's one of the things we need.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah, but
because none of it was rational.
No.
We can Pobliero, Samai, Lacan, regime to Cambodia Democratique.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
That was garbled French.
Oh.
I'm sure they have it in English around the corner. This is one of the this is the monument that's
okay.
made here. So I'm going to get it on the camera. And put my water bottle down because it's killing my hand.
Well, sit down and take a break.
Well, I was going to get this, and then I was going to go sit down and sign off for the show.
Yeah.
Thanks to people that tuned in. Let's see what's up here before we do that.
Yeah.
We will never forget the crimes committed during the Democratic Cambodia Rouge. Is the official name of the Khmer Rouge.
The scary part is that it was rational of them. Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Erica, you okay? You haven't said much. I don't know. I just want to check in, make sure you're all right.
Well, she looks to be here.
Yeah, I just,
Well, I kind of rushed through, and I on the one hand want to apologize. Let's find a shadier spot than this. For the quality, since I didn't have the gimbal, I know it's kind of bouncy, and
I think that was all right.
well, good. Maybe something we have to do again in the future at some point. I also want to say I don't like making a habit of violating rules, but I've advertised this twice. Put a notice that we were coming twice, and we couldn't do it last time, and I'd already paid the ticket, and I was just like, well, yeah, darn it. That happens almost immediately, it seems, just in response to what Erica said.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of a class system. Also, you be on this level and you be on that level.
Right. Yeah. I think in
charge of getting rid of the class system.
Some the other day, it's like everybody's equal now, but somebody needs to be in charge, and it's going to be us because we have the guns from the revolution.
Right. So exactly.
We're going to just be in charge, but everybody's equal, but don't do anything that we don't like. Remember, we've got the guns. So
right. Yeah. That tends to be the way it goes. I mean, like I've said before in the show, I hate to get political because I know nothing politically, but I think we can solidly be against this animal farm.
I think we can solidly be against torture prisons. Yeah. I think so.
I feel like that's a stance we can take on this show. Yeah. Okay. Well, Scott, I hate to end it while we've got people viewing at the same time. Like you said, I don't really want to make this too much of a,
Oh yeah, I'm not in the headspace to like make jokes and stuff at this point.
Right.
I will say it was not as bad emotionally as I feared it would be, and I think a lot of that was because you were like, "Yeah, I'm not showing the gruesome stuff." I'm like, "Okay, good, okay."
Well,
yeah.
I mean, when there's something physical there in front of you, I think it's a valid thing to look at it. But to show a picture of something on a video, it seems egregious. Like if you want to see those pictures, I'll bet they're on the museum's website. You should go there. But they are good reminders of what happened, like strong reminders of what happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, just reading Erica's comment. Yeah. So they're strong reminders, but at the same time, I didn't want to cross the line. I didn't want to get close to the line of just being gratuitous to get clicks and views and look at this crazy video. It's if our discussion and what you can see of the physical objects here was not enough, then I don't know what. I think you're looking for the wrong message. That seems like that's enough to drive home the message of what happened here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we're not going to do an after show.
No. But we would like to say before we leave that tomorrow we will do something that is more upbeat. We've had a couple sad episodes today and yesterday, but tomorrow will be better. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos and the channel around.
We are going to the National Museum of Cambodia, loaded with artifacts. It's a really nice museum. Museum I went to before, and they said don't film? And I said, can I use the camera? And they were like, sure. I mean, can I use the phone? Sorry. And they said, sure. So, fingers crossed.
All right. Well,
I don't. Well, I mean, I was filming before with the camera, and I said, well, I mean, with the phone. Sorry, I think of the phone as a camera first now. And they were like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Just no video cameras. And I was like, well, okay. So, and I didn't have a problem last time, but that happened here as well. Yeah. So that's where we're going, and it's full of artifacts. I think Russell liked that episode. And to be sure, there are areas of that museum where you can absolutely film. It's stated and signed. You can film here, so we'll have something to show in either case. And yeah, I mean, Erica's got it on the tour guide yesterday. That would have been really good here, but obviously.
We could hear him some. Then you were kind of repeating back what he said. So,
yeah,
yeah, that guy. I mean, what a trooper. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, well, my intuition. We didn't get into an in-depth session, of course, but I kind of feel like he feels compelled to. Wouldn't you think? That's the only way you would do something like that. The only way he can honor his family is to do that every day.
Well, and it may be like people who meticulously keep up the family cemetery. You know, it's just he feels like he needs to be there to make sure.
Because for him, that kind of is.
Yeah,
he didn't say whether they were found, but I've never even heard that there was a system of matching the bones that were found to families or identifying. I don't think they ever did that. There's just too many. Like you said, they stopped exhuming pretty quickly when the company took over because.
I think, given the records, at least from this that I read about, this prison keeping, I would think they would know who was there, who was sent over there, but the exact. Is this their body? Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, Russ. It'll be at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. I was pretty sure it was, but then I couldn't remember. I checked the museum opening time, and I was like, "Oh, I don't remember if I had to change the time." So whatever I put in is correct. So
okay. So
I did
try that. All right. Well.
All right, very good. I appreciate you guys joining me for this. As I've said many times now, I think it's an important episode. I want people to know about it, and I can't lie, I'll be glad to get to a happier episode tomorrow at the museum. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, same here. So,
all right, very good. How do I operate this machine? I changed the orientation, and now I can't find anything. All right.
All right, bye, everybody.
Like, subscribe. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Jag är Peter och man kommer då veta upp till de personer som tar över. Jag är med sig från mig i rum. Men jag kan ändå vara det nog bättre. 4. Den är nu. Jag klarar det själv från. Helvete. Ja,